Hello guys, in this video I'm going to talk about YG Entertainment, mainly because last Friday, so a couple days ago, YG stock skyrocketed by 10%. At one point during the market hours, it skyrocketed by 15%. So I could not help but notice. And as a result, other entertainment stocks rose in tandem, like HYBE by 1.89%, SM by 3.1%. Meanwhile, JYP actually fell. In fact, JYP just has not been doing well recently. I might talk about them in a separate video. So, and the reason for this stock rise was because of their earnings release. So I'm going to talk about that, and I will read and translate a few articles about them. And then, maybe I will mention my own opinions. A disclaimer, I'm not investing in a YG stock at all. Actually, I have to say, I'm not investing in this company directly. So when it comes to direct investment, I only invest in Hive in terms of K-pop entertainment companies. But I am investing in them indirectly, I guess, because I'm investing in this ETF, K-pop ETF, through my pension fund. So I guess I have a reason to care about their performance. But, I have interest in K-pop industry in general. So if you're interested, you're welcome to keep watching this video. All right, so first of all, before we look into their earnings, so you can check out their earnings statements through their official website, but a difference between YG and Hive, in fact, any other K-pop companies and Hive, is that they don't provide detailed presentation files or earning statements like Hive does. So if you click on this on their disclosures bulletin board, report on business performance according to consolidated financial statements, fair disclosure, this is all you see, right? And they don't release Q&A sessions with analysts, or they don't live stream their conference call. It's a closed event, only open to analysts. Okay, so we only get to hear about what they said during their earnings call through articles. So that's why I'm gonna read this specific article with you guys. The title goes, YG Entertainment kicks off strong year with turnaround earnings and growth outlook. YG Entertainment is making a decisive push to boost its performance this year. Following a rebound in first quarter earnings, anticipation is building for growth in the second half, fueled by BLACKPINK's upcoming tour and rising hopes for a lift of the Chinese Hallyu ban. Hallyu means K-pop wave or K-wave. On May 9th, YG announced consolidated sales of 100.2 billion Korean won for Q1 first quarter, with operating profit reaching 9.5 billion Korean won. While revenue dipped slightly from the previous quarter, down 3.8%, it was up 14.7% year on year. Operating profit surged 857.7% from the prior quarter's 995 million Korean won, marking a strong turnaround from a loss in the same period last year. Yeah, they actually lost money last year. YG explained that this performance reflects the success of its early-stage IP investments in groups like Treasure and BABYMONSTER. So this is BABYMONSTER and this is Treasure. 10-member boy group, although when they first debuted, there were a 12-member, but 2 members left. So they're now a 10-member boy group. And this is a BABYMONSTER, 7-member girl group, and BLACKPINK, of course. Now, where are we? Album sales from Treasure's new release and BABYMONSTER's full-length debut contributed significantly to top-line growth. In particular, profitability is improving thanks to the growth of the live performance business linked to global tours, as well as increased merchandise sales, MD sales. This combination has helped stabilize YG's revenue structure and diversify its portfolio. Looking ahead, prospects for the rest of the year and even into 2026 appear promising. In the second half, YG plans to roll out a BLACKPINK tour along with new album releases and tours from Treasure and BABYMONSTER. BLACKPINK, who renewed their contracts at the end of 2023, is gearing up for a world tour. While there were some concerns that the revenue split might disadvantage YG, current expectations suggest that no major changes had been made to the profit-sharing structure. Shinhan Investment Corporation recently noted that BLACKPINK's exclusive contract likely included a signing bonus, and the revenue split remains largely unchanged. If the tour profit split is intact, the group's massive scale could yield significant returns. The firm also raised its price target slightly, citing milestone anniversaries next year: YG's 30th, Big Bang's 20th, and BLACKPINK's 10th anniversary. Although, interestingly, even though Big Bang is still YG's IP, if I remember correctly, they don't list them on their artist's page anymore. It's just BLACKPINK, BABYMONSTER, Treasure, Akmu, and Winner. If you click on the more artists, it just shows YG Family and Eunjiwon, but no Big Bang. So that's pretty interesting. All right, couple more. Treasure continued its active run with the February release of mini album Reboot Series 2, while BABYMONSTER officially launched full team activities with their first studio album in April. The title track was Drip, right? Strong album sales and concert revenues from both groups have contributed to a more balanced and stable revenue structure for YG. YG hinted at an aggressive second half schedule, stating BLACKPINK's tour will resume and new albums and global tours are lined up for Treasure and BABYMONSTER. The company also added that it plans to respond quickly to signs of recovery in the Chinese market to pursue long-term sustainable growth. Yeah, so China has been a major factor for the growth momentum of K-pop stocks lately. In the last few weeks or few months. And here's another portion, related part from another article. Expectations are growing for a potential easing of the Hallyu ban, and YG is preparing to seize opportunities in China as the situation evolves. In 2016, China imposed restrictions on Korean cultural exports in retaliation for the deployment of the THAAD missile defense system, effectively halting K-pop activities in the region. However, signs of change are emerging. A domestic idol group is scheduled to perform in China later this month, and a dream concert is planned for September in Hainan province. These developments have fueled speculation that the informal ban may be lifted soon. Yuana Securities projected that reopening the Chinese market could expand annual box office revenue from concerts by at least 20%. Even a modest increase in tour merchandise sales, equal to about 30% of the box office figure, could boost consolidated earnings for major entertainment companies by 15%. If concert revenues grow by 40% and tour/planned MD sales rise by 50%, earnings upgrades of up to 30% could be in play. Interesting. Now let's talk about what another analyst thinks. On May 9th, Hana Securities raised its target price for YG Entertainment by 21% to 88,000 Korean won, citing a structural shift in the company following 2 consecutive quarters of earnings surprises. Right now, as of now, the stock price for YG stands at about 74,000 won, or 74,400 to be exact. YG Entertainment had announced its Q1 earnings during trading hours that day. Yeah, that's what we just talked about. Analyst Lee Gi-hoon explained, one key factor behind the earnings surprise is that YG is now generating even more merchandise sales during BLACKPINK's previous world tour. He praised the company's shift in strategy. While YG previously focused only on building Big Bang and BLACKPINK into world-class IPs through music and concerts, its approach has fundamentally changed, starting with BABYMONSTER, especially in secondary licensing and merchandise. Lee Gi-hoon noted, for example, BABYMONSTER's tour merchandise lineup is not only larger than in the past, but pop-up stores are also being held in Shanghai and Shenzhen from May 9th to 23rd. He added, with repeated earnings surprises confirming a structural transformation, YG's earnings outlook will likely continue to rise. That's why I recommend increasing exposure to the stock even after the recent post-earnings rally. So he believes that the stock is still undervalued. In fact, YG stock, the PE ratio is 74.51. I mean, you might call it super expensive, but compared to other entertainment stocks like SM, I think it currently stands at like, oh, this is SM Energy, sorry, entertainment, typo, but it's okay. Yeah, 58.93%, not percent, but 58.93. So that's comparably undervalued, you might say. Now, this analyst, interestingly, criticized the company pretty harshly last year through an analyst report released on May 13th, 2024. Same analyst, Lee Gi-hoon from Hana Securities, he said YG has too few active artists. 아티스트가 너무 부족하다. He said, due to the lack of BLACKPINK's group activities, earnings fell short of expectations. As a result, projections were revised down to around 20 billion Korean won for 2024 and 90 billion Korean won for 2025. The target price was also lowered 9% to 58,000 Korean won, applying a 2025 target PE of 17. Wait a minute. Wow. Okay. So last year, about a year ago, right? Roughly, actually, almost exactly a year ago, his target price was how much? 58,000 won. But now he has raised the target price to 74,400 won. Huh. That's quite a jump. Now, let's continue to read this report from last year. He said, following BABYMONSTER's comeback in April of 2024, a prolonged period without artist activity was expected. Volatility around BLACKPINK's comeback schedule made the stock unpredictable. It was clear that YG needed to debut at least one rookie group each year to ensure stability. That said, based on 2025's expected earnings, assuming BLACKPINK is fully active, the stock was trading at just 12x forward PE, suggesting a potential buying opportunity in the second half of the year if prices held steady. And I guess he was right because, actually, the absence of BLACKPINK had also led to a decline in YG management-related revenue, while investment costs for launching new IPs further dragged on performance. Even if Treasure and BABYMONSTER were to release new albums in the second half, hitting a full-year operating profit of 20 billion Korean won remained a challenge. However, optimism was returning. BABYMONSTER's first album with new member Ah-hyun sold over 500,000 copies and entered the Melon Top 10, signaling strong market response. If BABYMONSTER's next comeback is similarly successful, it could boost expectations for BLACKPINK's full group return, potentially lifting the stock into an upward trend. If BLACKPINK goes on a full world tour in 2025, YG's operating profit is expected to reach approximately 90 billion Korean won. Okay. And I guess he was right. Buying opportunity in the second half of the year because YG stock rose quite a lot over the past year. So compared to the bottom, over 100%. Now let's look at an article that commented on YG himself, Yang Hyun-suk, the head of YG. Since returning as a producer in 2023, Yang Hyun-suk, executive producer of YG Entertainment, has established the company's distinctive identity by overseeing the full creative spectrum: music, performance, styling, and overall production. Rather than chasing trends, his focus on fundamentals and artist individuality has strengthened YG's competitive edge. And the results are already showing. Yang Hyun-suk recently teased a new group, tentatively called Next Monster, is in the pipeline. We're determined to introduce a new rookie group to fans next year. I'll work hard to ensure more opportunities for YG artists to connect with their fans, calling for continued support. I'm not sure what you think of Yang Hyun-suk. He was criticized, and he has been criticized in the past for trying to control too much of the artist's activities and music and the company. And the rumor goes that all the music releases have to go through Yang Hyun-suk himself before being able to be released to the fans. So some artists complained that all artists have their own taste, right, and want to enjoy their artistic freedom, and they have their own songs that they want to let the fans hear, but they didn't get the opportunities because if it doesn't reach Yang Hyun-suk's expectations or his tastes, it doesn't get released at all. But how about this article? So he invested in YG stock a lot last year while the stock price was spiraling down. So here we go. This is an article from January of last year. Yang Hyun-suk buys company stock, signals commitment. On January 23rd, 2024, Yang Hyun-suk announced that he had purchased 20 billion Korean won worth of YG shares, acquiring 461,940 shares at 43,305 Korean won each over 3 trading days starting January 18th. His stake in the company rose from 16.8% to 19.3%. So yeah, he made quite a lot of money by making that trade. Although he had to endure quite a few months of watching his own stock going down and down and down, because last year the whole K-pop industry was spiraling down the rabbit hole because of various reasons. This was YG's first direct stock purchase since YG's stock listing in 2011 IPO. He financed the buy using a stock-based loan secured by 1.25 million of his existing shares. Also a first, which adds weight to the move. So one might say that he gambled by investing in his own company. YG commented at the time, "Through this stock buyback, executive producer Yang has not only enhanced shareholder value but also expressed strong confidence in the company's upcoming projects and long-term growth." BLACKPINK contract news. Following BLACKPINK's partial re-signing focused on group activities without solo agreements, analysts anticipated a steep earnings decline. Brokerages released reports with headlines such as, mind you, this is also from last year, "The toughest period. What's needed is time," said Daeshin Securities, and "time to prove depth and capability," said Samsung Securities. 2024 earnings decline unavoidable, Kyobo Securities. Several firms lowered their target price for YG to 56,000 Korean won, citing uncertainty over BLACKPINK's group promotions and overall volatility in earnings. Before I read on, so there you go. That's what analysts do. They follow the stock price, which a lot of investors criticize for, right? The fact that they simply lower the target price if the stock price goes down and raise the target price if the stock price goes up. So some might say it's pretty ridiculous. Im Soo-jin, an analyst at Daeshin Securities, said, "While it's fortunate that BLACKPINK renewed as a group, their activity plans for 2024 remain unclear, adding significant volatility to YG's performance outlook." Following a steep drop in JYP Entertainment stock from 100,000 Korean won to around 80,000 Korean won, so this article also talks about JYP, COO and founder Park Jin-young, JYP himself, personally purchased 5 billion Korean won worth of shares. Wow, that's a lot. Although less than the amount that Yang Hyun-suk bought into YG shares. increasing his stake from 15.22% to 15.37%. So the reason why this article talks about JYP is because Park Jin-young also bought his own company shares. His move, JYP's move, drew attention back to his 2023 YouTube appearance on Shuka World, where he had said, "If I had spare cash, where is it? I would absolutely buy more of our company stock. I'm not looking just at the next year. I'm thinking 3 to 5 years ahead because I believe in our system and our team." Yeah, this is a video that they're talking about. JYP appearing on a YouTube channel called Shuka World. Though, JYP stock, like I said, is not doing quite well recently compared to other companies, K-pop companies. All right, back to this article. Though many K-pop companies are led by producers who are major shareholders, most operate under professional management, and direct executive involvement is limited. Among listed companies, only Han Sung-ho of FNC Entertainment holds both the largest stake and the CEO positions. Interesting. FNC Entertainment. Some of these figures have faced criticism for prioritizing personal gain over shareholders. Former SM executive Lee Soo-man took hundreds of billions of won annually in production fees through his private firm, Like Planning. FNC's Han Sung-ho was investigated in 2015 for selling 1 million shares to institutions shortly before announcing the signing of TV star Yoo Jae-seok. Okay, interesting. As Korea's entertainment firms now compete with global giants, and with market caps surpassing 10 trillion Korean won and foreign ownership nearing 40%, industry leaders are under growing pressure to act in the interest of shareholders and show long-term commitment. The downfall of Lee Soo-man, interesting use of word, downfall. The downfall of Lee Soo-man, who lost control of SM after a shareholder revolt, an activist fund intervention, is seen as a wake-up call across the industry. Even minority shareholders are now actively pushing for more transparency and better governance. And speaking of transparency, that's one of many factors that I'm only investing in HYBE. Because they emphasize transparency. And that's pretty noticeable through their actions and the types of materials that they release, even though some people might still not be satisfied. And one thing that I want to note is that when the article said that, this Han Sung-ho, the CEO of FNC Entertainment, what did it say? Sold 1 million shares to institutions shortly before announcing the signing of TV star Yoo Jae-seok. Yoo Jae-seok is now currently part of Antenna Entertainment, which is part of Kakao Entertainment. So I just wanted to provide that update. All right, back to the article. Reflecting this shift, YG stated that Yang Hyun-suk isn't just practicing responsible management, he's stepping to the front lines to reset the game. 새로운 판을 짠다. A company spokesperson added, "We're aiming to debut at least one rookie group this year, selected and developed through global auditions. We're committed to expanding into international markets and creating new growth engines through diverse artist activities. This stock buyback is just the beginning of that journey." Did they debut a new group though? YG Entertainment? Or did they not keep their promise? I mean, I know JYP debuted what was their name? Flip Kick, yes, last year. But YG never did. Please correct me if I'm wrong. Yeah, they debuted. Actually, JYP, this group, Kickflip, debuted this year, January 20th. But I don't think YG ever did. Unlike what this article said, or this spokesperson said in this article. Okay, so the bottom line is that Yang Hyun-suk some might say is a controversial figure. He made a good bet by buying his own company shares and made tons of money. So that was a good move. But JYP, how much did it say he bought? 5 billion Korean won at around, I don't know, what was it, 70,000? But right now, JYP stock is not doing well. Okay, so there we go. Now, before I wrap up, YG has something to concern lately, even though I'm pretty sure they have many things that on their mind, which is Winner, one of their boy groups, because Song Minho, one of the members, had some issue with his service, right, military service. Even though he doesn't serve in the military, he's doing the substitute service, right? But Dispatch has released some exclusive articles. Was it earlier this year or last year? Saying that he didn't do his service properly, right? And they made a statement. YG made a statement recently saying that Winner is going to hold a concert, but without Song Minho. So this is their statement. Hello, this is YG Entertainment. First, we would like to sincerely thank all the fans who have supported Winner with unwavering love and patience over the years. We are pleased to announce that Winner will be holding a concert in July 2025, marking their first show in about 3 years and 3 months. As this concert celebrates both their long-awaited return and a long-overdue reunion with fans, we have secured the venue well in advance and have been working hard behind the scenes to deliver a high-quality performance. That said, we did spend a great deal of time deliberating whether or not to move forward with the concert. Ultimately, we decided to go ahead as planned, reflecting both the deep longing of the fans who have waited so patiently and the strong desire of the members to reconnect with you on stage. This concert will feature performances by Kang Seung-yoon, Kim Jin-woo, and Lee Seung-hoon, the other 3 members' names. Given how difficult this decision was, we kindly ask for your warm support and encouragement. Further details regarding the concert will be shared in a separate announcement. Thank you. Now, 2 things I noticed. First, in their announcement or statement, they never mentioned Song Minho's name. So that was a very deliberate move that I noticed. And second thing, analysts did not mention Winner or their schedule, their concert, when they commented on YG's earnings and performance. So that says something about, I don't know, how much weight that the group currently holds at YG Entertainment. So there we go. And I think the investigation is still happening around Song Minho, I think. Song Minho. Winner concert. Yeah, so I don't think there's a conclusion made yet. And the Dispatch article that I talked about was this one. Released in December of 2004. Yeah. All right, so there you go. I think I covered all. So that's the reason why the stock rose, skyrocketed last Friday, because they turned to profit mode as opposed to last year when they actually lost money. And according to some analysts, they are still undervalued. But we'll have to see, because I honestly think that even though I personally believe that K-pop companies still have room for growth in terms of stock price, they have risen a lot in the recent months, recent weeks. So maybe they need some, I don't know, time to experience correction. So we'll have to see. SM stock. So out of the 4 major K-pop companies, YG rose the most. SM rose the second most. They hit the bottom at 55,100-ish. So more than doubled. HYBE doing pretty well. The bottom was 157,700, and they're at 270,000. Hasn't doubled yet. Meanwhile, JYP looks like this. The bottom was 43,101. Now they're at 70,000-ish. So we'll have to see. Again, I don't directly invest in any other K-pop companies other than Hive, but I do indirectly invest in other companies through K-pop focused ETF through my pension fund. So that's a disclaimer, even though I'm pretty sure most of the people watching this video, international viewers, are not investing in these companies. All right, so I hope this was informative for you. Let me know what you think about YG's performance, YG's artists, the prospect of these artists, and the company. Okay? And as always, feel free to share your thoughts, but as always, let's stay positive, respectful, and classy. Thank you guys. Peace and love. Bye-bye.